When Raj and Meera moved to a new apartment, they had been married for 5 years. It was a simple yet cozy home with a small balcony overlooking the sky. Every morning, they would sit together, sipping their tea. Meera loved watching people. Soon, she grew curious about their neighbors. One morning, as she sipped her tea, her eyes wandered to the building next door. She frowned. "Raj, see that," she said, pointing outside. A woman in the neighboring apartment was hanging freshly washed clothes on a line. But something seemed off. "Her clothes are so dirty," Meera whispered. "She doesn't know how to wash them properly." Raj glanced outside, then simply smiled and went back to reading his newspaper. The next morning, Meera looked out again. There she was, the same woman, hanging more clothes. But just like the day before, dull, stained, lifeless. Meera sighed. "I don't understand," she muttered. "Can't she see how terrible her laundry looks? Maybe she's using the wrong detergent, or maybe she's just lazy." Day after day, Meera watched and commented. She really ought to learn how to clean properly. Someone should tell her, maybe. I feel bad for her family. Their clothes must always be dirty. But Raj never said a word. He just listened and went on with his day. Then, one morning, something was different. Meera took a sip of tea, glanced outside, and she gasped. "Raj! Look at this," she exclaimed. "At last! Her clothes are spotless. Maybe someone finally gave her good advice." Raj set his newspaper down, looked outside, and smiled. Then, he said something that stopped Meera cold. "Actually, I cleaned our window this morning." Meera's eyes widened. She turned to their window. For the first time, she noticed it. A thin layer of dust and stains had covered the glass all along. The woman's clothes had never been dirty. It was their own window that had been clouded. A wave of shame washed over Meera. For weeks, she had judged someone else, never realizing that the real problem was her own perspective. That day, Meera learned a valuable lesson. Before judging others, we must first make sure our own vision is clear. Never again did Meera look at others with judgment. Instead, she began cleaning the windows in her own life, her thoughts, her opinions, her way of seeing the world. And just like that, everything felt a little bit brighter. Moral of the story is, we often judge others based on how we see things. But sometimes, the real problem is not with them, it's with us. Before pointing fingers, we should make sure our own perspective is clear.